Okay, so today we're back for part 3 of the mixing session, and I'm mixing a friend's song named Ashley Christoudas, and I'm mixing his song Into the Heart of the Source. And in part 1 we looked at organizing the tracks, all of the tracks into folders. In part 2 we mostly looked at organizing all the individual files so that we understand everything in terms of the file structure. And today we're gonna start getting into some gain staging, and we're going to look at how the buses are routed. So let's first pull up the mixer, and let's just have a quick look at our mixer here for a second. So we've got basically 2 bus channels. I'm not sure what this channel is doing. It doesn't look like it's doing too much, so I probably will delete that. And I'm just going to color all of these so that I know this is the bus section. So I'll color it. Maybe, what color shall I do? Maybe I'll use this dark, I don't know what color that is. Is that maroon? Purple? No, I don't know what it's called. So I'll just make the master and the output a different color too. Okay, so we know these are the buses. This is also a bus, but I'm not sure where that's going. I probably will delete that. So first things first, I think in the first lesson I set up the I/O labels, but I'm gonna change them now. I'm gonna set up some new I/O labels, and I'll just explain what's happening. So this is coming to bus 1 here. The echo is coming to bus 1, and then that's turning out to be that guy. And so the I/O label section is where you can sort of rename it. But the problem is it gets hardwired into Logic. So every time you open up a fresh project, you're going to see this as bus 1 and bus 2 written there. But if I start a new project from scratch, I might not want to have those on the buses. I might have different effects on the buses. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to reassign these buses to a different bus number that I would less commonly use, like probably bus 31 and bus 2. So I'll make that the echo and the reverb. And then that can be hardwired into my Logic. So I'll rename this echo, and I'll rename this verb. And I will make these sends go out to, so I'll actually select them all, and I will send them all to the bus echo, and I will send them all to the bus verb. And so new auxiliary channels get created here. And so it's this and this. This number 2, I don't know who's using number 2. Maybe I will just go ahead and delete it straight off the bat. Let's have a quick check here if anybody is using anything called aux2. So doesn't look like there's any other buses except for the echo and the verb. So I'm just gonna go ahead straight away and clean up my understanding of this project by deleting that aux2. Here we go, just delete that straight off the bat. Oh, wait a minute. That seems to be related to these 2 somehow. Okay, so I'm not gonna delete it just yet. So what I'll do is I'll transfer this echo here, and I'll transfer the reverb here. Okay, and I'll rename this echo. I'll rename that reverb. Now this sample delay doesn't look like it's being used by anybody, so I'm probably, actually all these guys are going to the sample delay, but then the sample delay is not on. So I don't know if they're being automated. Maybe I won't just remove that just yet. And what I'll do here is I'm gonna be mixing the project from scratch, so it's gonna be fine for me to reset all the echo and the reverb models. So I'm probably just gonna delete these guys straight off, and basically I'm gonna want to reset all of those values. So I'm gonna come here, shift select, and yeah, I guess I can delete that too. So let's select everything here, and we will deselect the verb, and we will deselect the send. Okay. So actually I could put these guys on top here. Maybe I'll just send them here, and I will send them here. Didn't do that for all of them. Let me try that again. Maybe let's just reselect everything here. No send, no send, and I'll put them up the top here. Bus to the echo and bus to the reverb, and I'm gonna go into my IO labels, and I'm going to just leave them unnamed. So bus 1 and bus 2 can just be bus 1 and bus 2. Okay, so that has been reset. Let's do the same for all the other channels. So I'm gonna reset all the reverb and all the, let's see, can I select all of them together? Probably. Okay, great. So I'm gonna go no send, no send, and we're gonna send that out to the echo and the reverb. And I probably could have done that along with my rhythm bus, but it's just a little bit difficult to see the screen because I know there's a lot of channels here. So let's go no send, no send, and I'm gonna do the echo and the reverb. Here we go. Okay, so we're basically gonna remix all of these things from the top. Okay, so that's just a nice simple way to clean up. Now, all of these guys are going to bus 11, so everything seems to be going here to the sample delay, so you can see the output here. So actually I'm going to set all of the tracks to go to the master output first. So let's select everything. And make sure that they're all going to the stereo output rather than to bus 11. So I'll take this track from here, and I'll go all the way to this track here, and I will change all of their outputs to, let me just have a quick look. So we have stereo output and bus 11. Anybody going to anything unfamiliar? No. Okay, so we'll just send everything to the stereo output. Okay, great. So bus 11, you see that? It's just disappeared. It was unnecessary. It's disappeared. I don't know if it's come to the track section, but I'll have a look quickly soon. And yeah, great. So now that's that section. Now let's go ahead and remove all the plugins that seem redundant. Okay, so there's a lot of unused plugins here. So I'll have to do this on a track by track basis, and I'll have to check the automation before I get into it. One more note is that I brought the master volume down from -18 to -24, so it'd be easier to hear and listen to myself over the music. Okay, so I'm gonna just close up all of these, and we're gonna have a look at the track view now. And let's go through each track and just remove everything that's not being used or useful. Okay, so we'll start with the first track. And before I delete these unused things, I'm gonna check for automation first happening. Okay, so all the automation here is happening on volume pan. I'm just gonna go have a look at all of them very quickly. Pan, volume pan. Oh, this one's using some of the guitar amp. Let's check if that guitar amp, yep, that's active. And keep going down. Guitar amp, okay. And let's keep checking. So no automation on this one. And the reason I'm checking this is I don't want to accidentally delete plugins that are getting automated. So I just want to make sure that there's no plugin that needs to have the automation and then I go ahead and delete it. Okay, so looks like I can easily remove everything that is not being used. So let's start with these three. I can select them all, go no plugin, no plugin. Okay, good. And then I'll come to this guy here. I'll select all of these. They all have the gate and the compressor, and I'm going to select all of them, no plugin. And none of them are using the compressor, so no plugin. So I'm going to clean that up. And then let's see, now I've got to go individually to these channels and remove them. So it's really important to understand what plugins are on every single channel, just to help keep your brain organized about everything. If everything's having a lot of plugins, it can get really confusing, especially when you have a lot of tracks. Great, so that's cleaned all of that up. Just gonna lift this stuff up. I wonder if there's a simpler way to just drag all of them, but I think you just gotta do it manually. So okay, great. So that's the rhythm track done. Now there's one more thing to sort of pay attention to, but maybe not right now. Okay, let's do the pads as well. So let's see if I can open multiple sections up here and get all of them removing unnecessary stuff at the same time. So when you click on the track, you have to click in this section here to select it quickly, and I hold shift and then I shift click to select all of that. So all of them don't have gate. I remove all of them in one click. All of them don't have these do have compressor. So oh yeah, there's a few that have compressor. So I'm going to command click to deselect the ones that do have compressor. So that one, this one has compressor, this one has a compressor, and yep, that should get rid of everything else that doesn't have compressor. Good. Okay, and let's do the same for the channel EQ. Okay, I think I need to let's deselect that. It's just a little bit hard because it keeps shifting my position of the view. So I want to get rid of the channel EQ for all of these guys. Bring all of these to the top. Actually, I'm gonna leave these a little bit below. Okay, and then let's have a look here. We're gonna go no plugin for this guy, no plugin, no plugin. Oh, actually I haven't checked the automations of all of these guys. Let me have a quick check here. Okay, so that's fine. That's fine. That's fine. That's also fine. Okay, so this one is doing, yep, that should be fine. Is this automating the EQ? Nope. Let's check the voices. Now, even if you do accidentally delete something, it's fine. Okay, great. So let's, I can delete all of these things because there's no automation happening on any of those blank plugins. So let's get rid of them. Okay, wonderful. So gonna close these up and do the melodic section last. Let's check all the automation options here. I wonder if it's possible to just shift select all. Let's see if we can just open up. It doesn't open all of them. So I have to manually check all of them. And yep, gonna get through it very soon. Here we go. Good. Okay, none of them have any strange automation, so I'm just gonna delete all these channel EQs, and then I'm gonna do the same thing here. Get rid of the channel EQs here. Rid of this one. Now echo, okay. Okay, very good. I'm also going to remove all these things here on the master. I don't intend to use any of these things. They look useful for mastering, but I tend to do mastering in a separate Logic session. Okay, so good. So that's cleared that up. Now let's start to look at where we can clean up the automation. Okay, so any dots that seem useless, could just delete them. Okay, It helps in your computer just has less to read when there's less unnecessary automation. See, like this, for example, I could just select all like that and press delete. Let's go to the next one. Check the pan. Select that, press delete. Okay, that looks, I think that's yeah, the read looks funny. Oh, this track's been turned off. Okay, let's turn it on. Okay, turn this track on as well. Select all the pans, delete them. Okay, let's go to the next here. Now this, if you look at this, this is there's no use for that node there. There's no use for that node there. Now this last one, I don't know if there's any delay or echo. At the moment, no. Let's just have a quick listen. So I'm gonna press S to solo this. I'm gonna just remove that. Okay, good. And let's have a look some more at these automation options. Here we go. Master. Oh, okay, so that also looks unnecessary. Nothing's changing, so delete that. Let's check the gain here. Gain looks unnecessary. Delete that. Volume. Okay, so I'm just gonna put this out here. Okay, let's leave that as that is, and then just check if there's anything on the pan. Keep that there as that is. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna split these tracks. Distorted drums. So one's got some crazy panning and one doesn't. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go Command D and I'm gonna say distorted drums panned. Yeah. And I'm gonna take this one and I'm gonna put it down there. I'm gonna move the automation. Okay, now you see I won't need this anymore. So it's just a little bit less CPU processing for the computer. I need the pan. But let's go back to this one. And now in this one, I'm going to be able to delete all of this automation. Yeah. Sorry, I'm going to be able to, I'll just select it here and press delete. Keep it at 0.1 and let's check the pan. I can just click the pan here and just delete all of this because it's not important anymore. And yeah, there we go. That's great. So let's keep moving. Let's go to this one. Okay, the track is off, now it's on. Is the doesn't look like it needs any automation. So actually, wherever I can, I'm just going to set the faders to 0. So let's check the volume here. I'm going to set this fader to 0. Actually, I'll do that step a little bit later. But whenever anything's like very close to 0, I will set it to 0. So like that one, for example, is close to 0. Okay, and then let's see what's next. So distorted drums 2. Melodic drum beat. This doesn't look like it needs any automation. Pan. Okay, and I'm gonna go to the next one, and yeah, we can see all this crazy automation. There's probably more things on this track before. It probably doesn't need all this automation now. Now there's something further in the distance I can see with the way that's going, so I'm just gonna open the distance up a little bit more and delete any external automations that are unrequired. Okay, so great, that's cleaned that up. And yeah, all of this creates processing for the computer that it probably doesn't really need to be doing. Okay, so I'm just going to delete all of this automation. It's mostly around the 0 mark. Very good. Okay, so let me just... Okay, I accidentally deleted the whole track. Delete that. There we go. And I'll put that down to 0. Well, it was about -1, but I'm just going to keep it at 0 for now. Volume. Okay. Let's see this one. Can delete that. This one. Okay. And then let's go down. So you can probably delete all of this. Delete all of that. Actually, that entire automation can get deleted. Okay, good. And then let's go to the next one. Let's check the volume pan here first. Well, I'll just check this one real quick. Okay, let's go to the next thing. Here. This looks like we have a similar thing. I could probably split these tracks up. Let one be the pan drum, and one doesn't look panned, so this one doesn't look panned. But it is the drum fill, so yeah, I'm gonna split these two, and I'm gonna take this one down, remove all the automation. So I won't need the pan. Actually, I'm gonna delete the pan, and let's go to the volume, and yeah, I'll leave that as it is. I'll rename this drum fill, and I'll rename this drum fill panned. Okay, so I'll just delete all of that. That's redundant. And I'll go to the volume. Okay, great. Let's keep going on. This one looks heavily panned. That should be fine. Well, I've got to stretch this out to have a look. So probably just take that and just drag it all the way till there. And we just have this up to there. And this looks redundant. Okay, great. That's done, and then let's go to the next one here. We can delete all of that, and then let's see what else. Check the panning. That looks pretty useless. Can delete that too. Okay, good. Yeah, probably we'll just clean this up a little bit. That's all minus 1.5, so actually, you know what? Just drag this out and get rid of all of those guys. And keep this one probably about here. I'm gonna just yeah. So I guess every moment of thinking that the computer has to do, you want to reduce it, because that will help to reduce the dreaded computer can't process this information anymore sort of messages. So that's why it's really good to just clean all of this up. Looks about the same. Let's just get this all the way up to there. Actually, I'm not sure why this is starting there. I probably don't even need any of that automation. Yeah. And I don't need that because there's nothing happening here in the audio. So you could just remove that kind of stuff. Okay, and then let's see. None of this automation looks useful. I'm gonna delete the whole thing. Okay, good. And then let's check the panning. Again, none of this automation is useful. It's mostly just coming back up to 0. So I'm just going to select all the automation and delete it. And keep that at 0 probably. Okay, good. Let's keep going. Okay, going down. I'm starting to wonder if I should just delete all of the automations for everything. Yeah, I'm probably just going to be a lot stricter and start deleting a lot of the automations. And just try to keep the tracks at 0. And yeah, that will make my gain staging life much easier. Some of them I'll keep, some of them look pretty useful. This all looks like it can be deleted. Pan. Just a small segment pan. What is that? I'm gonna get rid of that. Keep that at 0. Good. I'm gonna set this fader to 0. I'll set the fader to 0, but then I'll mix the volume later. Let's have a look at this one. Yep, this one looks fine. And this one, we can get rid of the automation here. Get rid of the panning. Gonna get rid of this automation. I'm gonna set this track to 0. Oh, it's raining. Let's have a look here. What about this? All of this is, can start from the bottom. That looks unrequired. Great, so the rhythm section is done. Let's do the pads next. And all of this looks like it can be removed. So I'm just going to select all of that, delete it. I'll put this up to its original volume. Actually, no, I'm just going to put it to 0. I'll mix the volumes a bit later. And let's check the pan. Do we have any pan action? Nothing. So I'm just going to delete the pan. Let's go to the next track. And well, I probably should just check this quickly. Doesn't look like that's required. Okay, this as well. This looks deletable. Stretches all the way down. Okay, great. Delete the pan. Let's go to the next one. I'm going to set the level for this to be 0. And then let's have a look at this. So nothing's really happening at the sound. till it starts. I'm just going to delete all the automation and set it to 0. Yeah, actually if you option click here, you can just set it to 0 straight away. Okay, good, so pads are done. Let's get into the base. And now here in the base, we've got all of these guys. Let's get rid of them. Let's check the pan. No pan. Okay, good. Okay, let's see what else is there. Pan. Yep. Looks like a lot of unnecessary pans. Let's bring this down to 0. Okay, good, done. Let's do the next one. This guy looks like he's gone off into the distance somewhere. I don't know if there's many other node points at the back there. Yeah, I just knew there was a guy there. Okay, well, I'm just going to keep it extended because there might be more points. So the points are called nodes, actually. N-O-D-E-S. I don't think those are needed. Yeah, simplify that. Okay, good. And now go to the next one. Oh, I've got to check the panning. Delete that. Okay, great. That space is done. Okay, let's look at this over here. I'm trying to figure out if there's a reason to keep the sound here. Probably not. So I'm just going to delete all of that. Okay, so check This doesn't look like automation's required. Okay, and then let's see. Ah, you can option click here as well. Okay, what about this one? Okay, great. Effects and transitions, I guess, done. Voices, let's have a look at voices. Whoa. Okay, yeah, I remember I split the audio around quite a lot. Okay, looks like we have lots of unnecessary little bits here. Delete all of these. Delete all of those. Okay, what about our panning? Whoa! So I'm holding shift and selecting and dragging and deleting. Keep it a bit cleaner. Okay, good. Let's go to the next. Okay, that should be sort of okay. Let's have a look at the panning. Well, I thought I'd get into gain staging today, but looks like all the chunk of the work is just cleaning up the automation today. Hmm. Okay, good. Let's check the next. Okay, so delete those. Okay. Darum, darum, dum, darum, dum, darum, 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 darum. Okay, good. Let's do the next one. Okay, next. Okay, this one's been turned off. Let's turn it back on. This one doesn't have too much automation. This one has no automation. Let's turn this one up to 0. Actually, click the option, click on the volume slider. Let's check if there's any panning. Okay, good. Let's go to the next. Nope, there's nothing there. Okay, great. Next. Okay, good. Let's keep going. Let's go to the next. Nothing there, right? Good. Okay. Uh-oh. Good, good, very good. Okay, looks like I can delete all the automation for this one. Okay, and I will set the volume to 0. So an option click there. Check the pan. Delete the pan as well. Delete the pan. Good. Okay. Great. So that's the voices done. And now we have just the last one, which is the melodic section. All right. Let's get through that too. Yep. Looks like I can delete all of that. Keep that to 0. Check the pan work. To 0, good. Delete all the panning here. Okay, so how do you know if something has automation? You just click over here and you can see used here. So I'm going to delete all of these because they're all at the same level of 1.6. So we'll just delete. I'm going to set this to 0. Pan, and gonna just select everything, delete it, set it down to 0. Good. Next one. Delete. So yeah, my ideal mixing volume is all the faders at 0 actually, and then I would I would basically mix from the source volume, which is the gain of the audio file. Pan, here we go, get rid of that, good. Just gonna delete the entire thing, set that to 0, pan it. I can delete that too. Set that down to -63, sorry. Okay, let's check this one. Looks like I can delete everything. Set that to 0. Check the pan. Just delete all of that. All of that, cancel. Then we're just going to delete, good. That's also at -2.3. Just going to select everything and delete it. Put it at 0. Pan as well. Select everything, delete. Let that be on top there. Select, delete, 0. Okay, good. There's a lot of automation here. This looks. If the volume's at 0, I may not need any of these items, so I'm just going to delete them straight up. Uh-oh, my drag was on shuffle left, so everything moved, so I'm going to just turn the drag off to no overlap, and let's just make sure that nothing's gone on over there that's important. Doesn't look like it. But I am curious to know more about whether this audio file is used at all. So I am gonna maybe just mark it in red to understand whether I need that or not. Is it used? Question mark. Let's just change the color for this to be like red or something. Dangerous red. I'm gonna delete them though because they're not being used in the mix. Yeah, so I'll just delete all of these automation points as well. Oh, just drag that over. Yep, okay, that's good. Let's go to the pan. Okay. Oh, these all look useless. Okay, let's go down to the pad. Leave that as it is. Get rid of that. Set that down to 0. Ship the pan. Delete that. Okay, looks like I can delete the automation for this. Put it down to 0. Okay, and then let's have a look here. I'm just going to delete all the automation for this lane and set this to 0. Oh, I forgot to check the pan, I think, of this one. Oh, no pan. Similar thing here, I'm going to delete all the automation. So just select and delete. Set that to 0, get the pan. Okay, all of that looks unrequired. Let's check this one. Gonna delete all of those. See, that's 0. You have to be careful not to delete the regions. Great, I can delete that, all of that. Set this to 0. And the final region, wow. We have made it. Volume, I'm gonna delete all of that. Beautiful. Okay, set that to 0. Okay, so wonderful. Now that all that other stuff is deleted, I'm gonna bring this back here, and this does make a difference. Actually, your project file size does get bigger if you extend this for too long. Yeah, I think I'll have to get into gain staging in the next class. But yeah, right now we're set up to be in a really good position to start mixing, and yeah. Let's just have a quick listen to the first part of the song and see what can we do in this first part. Okay, got some serious automation going down in there. Let's have a look at it. Okay, so I think I'll stop here for today, and I'll get into mixing all the volumes in the next class. So that's it for me for today. So just to recap, we've gone ahead and we've cleaned up our whole bus section. We've cleaned up the automation for all the tracks, so they're all looking a lot more cleaner now. And so the next step of balancing the volumes, EQing and compression is going to be much easier. Have a good day ahead. Hope you learned something from this class. Cheers.